Have you ever stared in wonder at the world's natural assets and wondered how such an amazing place was created? Well, on Travel Wild, we'll show you how to travel to some of the most beautiful places on Earth, but do it with operators who care about our environment. That means they want to keep this place as special as it is today. On this episode, we explore Queensland, located on Australia's northeast coastline. Queensland has rainforests, reefs, and beautiful beaches to die for. Join me as I swim with dolphins, explore our subtropical rainforests, meet the local wildlife, and relax in tropical paradise. But first, let's start in southern Queensland on the Gold Coast, in some of Australia's oldest rainforests. Our feature eco-operator, JPT Tours, took me to the beautiful hinterland behind the Gold Coast. We are at O'Reilly's Plateau on the Waku Waku Tour. Lamington National Park is a World Heritage listed area with some of the most stunning subtropical rainforests anywhere in the world, and one of the biggest national parks in Queensland.
Here we are at the beginning of the treetop walk, and this is where we get to start the walk. It takes about half an hour to do the whole trip, and we get to see an amazing array of trees, bird life and wildlife as well.
So this is really beautiful, but we're only about halfway up the canopy here, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right. We're about halfway, and if you really want to see the best views of all, it's when we climb to the top of the treetop walk, which is this tree just up here, and you get to see the whole of the valleys and the national park. It's absolutely amazing.
The view's getting sensational now. You can look over the whole canopy. Wow. This is pretty cool. Rainforests like these support a wide diversity of life and provide many wildlife species with homes. Protection of this World Heritage Area is crucial. In return, these rainforests attract hundreds of thousands of tourists every year, a thriving tourism economy. This area was established by the O'Reilly family many years ago and allows people to experience being in the rainforest and mixing with nature. What have we got here? We got
rosellas and
king
parrots. Really get to feel what O'Reilly's can offer through nature and all the birds and the animals and the tree species, flora and fauna, and it's really good for and the kids love it as well.
Right?
Yes, this is really, really good. Gets a bit messy, but
just don't poop on me.
Yeah.
Next, our tour went off-road to some of the area's secret spots. We are now on private property, though not everyone gets to see the special place we were off to next.
It's amazing, isn't it? Heading out towards the Lost World, and also we're looking here from Moonlight Crag, it's called.
That is sensational.
It's incredible, isn't it? It goes on forever and ever.
It does look like a lost world.
It does. There's just nothing out there whatsoever, so it's absolutely beautiful.
Staring over the mountains, you feel like you are looking at Jurassic Park. But these are our Gondwanan rainforests, and they do date back to the time of the dinosaurs. This is just like a lost world. It's so good to have beautiful places like this so close to the Gold Coast and know that they're fully protected. Now, if you're the type who loves nature but still feels like you need a little luxury, well then this tour does have one more option. O'Reilly's Lost World Spa. Luxury in the middle of the ancient Gondwanan rainforests. And what better place to watch the sunset? I'm here at SeaWorld and I'm about to do my ultimate dolphin experience with JPT Tours. This is where I get to not only feed a dolphin, but I'm also going to get to swim with a dolphin right here in this pool. This is pretty special. We're about to do the Feed the Dolphin program. This is Kayama, she's one of the SeaWorld dolphins. She's just beautiful. He's talking to me. After having a chat, it was time for the show to begin. In this experience, you get to interact with Kayama and play games. I watched all the latest tricks. See you smiling. From fetching a ball. Good looking boy. They interact with you so well. To speed swimming. Touching the belly, even having a water fight. I marvelled at her talents as she did some spectacular towel standing. The best thing about this program is they accentuate the natural behaviours of the dolphin, so no behaviours that he's doing here is not natural to his own behaviour. Even in the wild, you see dolphins play like this all the time. They're just social creatures that love having fun. Wow, that was really cool. And then it was time for me to get wet and into their world.
Is this the first time forward to meet dolphins today, team?
Yeah.
Yes? Yeah. Any ideas of what they're going to feel like?
Best description I've heard is a hard-boiled egg without the shell. Probably the best way to describe it.
I learnt about the dolphin's physical features, looked into her eyes, and learnt that their ears are only tiny pinholes, and even got an up-close and personal special dolphin smile. In the corner, a young dolphin was learning the tricks of the trade from the trainers, while we prepared to get our photos taken. The best part about being in the water is you interact with the dolphins in their domain, like signalling them to talk. Having a water fight. And even dancing with a dolphin. After such an amazing experience, we all watched on as the dolphins launched into the air for the grand finale. By going with JPT Tours, we got an opportunity to really communicate with the SeaWorld dolphins and take home an experience we will never forget. I'm here at the stunning Granite Gorge with Warren Eichen, and we're admiring the beautiful view. This is the start of our Meet the Wildlife tour from Cairns, and we're going to show you some of Australia's most interesting characters, our great Aussie wildlife. This is one of the attractions on the Gone Wild with the Locals JPT tour. Just 1 hour from Cairns, the enormous rocks and pristine river that winds through Granite Gorge provides the perfect location for us to come face to face with some of Australia's cutest wildlife. So what kind of wallabies have we got here?
Okay, we have the Mariba rock wallabies, which are completely endemic to this area, which is known as Granite Gorge. These little critters were in danger of being completely extinct. I think at one stage there was only about 3, maybe 5 left entirely. Through the intervention of tourism and the hand feeding that you can see that we're doing now, that they've flourished, and there's actually a couple of thousand of them around here now. This is pretty much where we start meeting the locals. You can't get much more local than this. They're very friendly and very tame, as you can see, but at the end of the day, they still are 100% wild animals.
So the rock wallabies got their name because they jump all over the rocks?
Yeah. Essentially, they live in rocks. There are, I think, about 4 different species of rock wallaby throughout Australia.
I think the best thing about this is you can get really close, can't you? To
Absolutely.
these animals?
You couldn't find a cuter creature on the planet of the Earth, I'm sure.
But I had many friends to meet on this tour, and my next stop took me to a unique property just outside the small town of Yungaburra. Here, I would meet a man with some very special friends.
Right, barn owls. Her name's Star. These are claimed to be one of the world's most widely distributed birds. Depending on what part of the world you find them in, they come in different sizes. They can be bigger or smaller, and there's different colours. As owls go, the barn owl, it's an exceptionally long-winged owl. So forests are out. Pre-European times, this bird wasn't even found around here, but they're common now.
Next, we meet an outgoing magpie.
Now, the reason she's so good at catching food in the air, hunter, for small stuff. Insects flying around, small lizards, small birds, anything small, they'll have a go. His name's Astral. He's a lesser sooty owl. Unlike the barn owl and the magpie, this bird does not benefit with the changes since European settlement. It's one of our rainforest species. Because they're relying on one habitat and just a small area of it, they're vulnerable should anything happen to the region.
His next friend was a spotted quoll, known as a tiger cat.
In the wild, it exists only in southeastern Queensland, northeastern New South Wales. And then his northern cousin exists on these mountain peaks behind us, in little isolated populations. They're critically endangered. His northern cousin is likely to be extinct in 40 years.
And then I met one of the top aerial predators, Australia's largest bird of prey, the wonderful wedge-tailed eagle.
People see these on regular occasions while they're eating such things as possums. With those eyes, if we had them, we could read a newspaper, headlines of at least 2.5 k's away.
So people can come here, they can see a bird show, walk on the beautiful river, and see platypus.
Is that one over there? No, I think it is actually. See up there? Yep, it is there, one. Yeah.
Alan and Ron Bonadio own this property and are very proud of their fuzzy, furry and scaly friends who also share this piece of paradise.
The main attractions are platypus and the water dragons, snakes, turtles.
How big is your property? Like, what have we got? We've got rainforest, we've got river.
Rainforest, it's Marby Forest here, type B5, which is highly endangered. And what we're trying to do is just expand so as we can get a lot of the species that have sort of gone from the area back here again, and hopefully share with generations to come.
Now, if you think you have not had enough wildlife for one day, well, Claire Baker has found a new species of glowworm, and she is growing her own colony to release back into the wild. So this is a brand new species?
It's a brand new species.
Right here?
Yep, that's right. That's pretty special. Why are you growing these glowworms?
Well, these glowworms will eventually be viewed, hopefully, by hundreds of tourists coming to have a look at unusual animals and wildlife here in Australia. And glowworms are amongst those that only occur here and in one other country, New Zealand.
Claire is pretty happy with her discovery. After such a wonderful day with our Aussie wildlife, it was time to kick back, listen to a few tunes from our guide, and enjoy a great Aussie barbecue. And guess what? Even more wildlife comes out at night. Many of Australia's marsupials are nocturnal. We've had a great day and we've gone wild with the locals on JPT tours. And it's still going wild. Cheers, guys. As the dawn breaks, I find myself in another stunning eco-destination. This time, I'm at the top end of the eastern coast. The weather is warm and sunny, and as the sun pops over the horizon, the breathtaking scenery starts to unfold. I am in beautiful tropical North Queensland, just south of the small town of Port Douglas, where the rainforest meets the reef. This is the stunning Tala Beach Resort. Tala is the Aboriginal word for sea eagle, and if I was a sea eagle, there's no place I'd rather be. The moment you step into the Tala Beach Lodge, you notice the attention to detail. In an eco style, it captures all the natural beauty of the surrounding flora and fauna and harnesses the breathtaking views over 150 kilometres of coastline. I love the way the cabins are nestled into the forest, built and furnished with natural timbers, and offer you a view over nature. Here you can spoil yourself, but relax knowing that Mother Nature is held in the highest regard. Tala Beach Lodge is set on 145 acres of prime beachfront land. The private beach stretches for 2 kilometres, and I had it all to myself. Well, nearly all to myself. On one side, the blue waters stretch toward the horizon and hide the world-famous Great Barrier Reef. On the other side, hundreds of acres of natural forest disappear into the surrounding hills. And to the north lies the world's oldest rainforest, the Daintree. The lodge has its own nature guides to ensure you get the most out of your stay. This is the start of our rainforest walk?
This is the start. This is just the fringe of the rainforest, but as you get further in, you'll see how the canopy closes in. This is often described as a vine thicket forest.
Carl, you were mentioning that when you first came here, you really noticed how many birds were in the area?
Yeah, well, working as a guide over a number of years and seeing different environments, I come to this area and I couldn't believe the different varieties of birds, and getting to know Brett and understanding more about what he's done, it's created such a diverse area for birds.
So Brett, what did you do to bring so many birds to an area like this? Is it the trees you plant?
We've introduced a lot of bird and butterfly hosts to the property over the years, and mostly local varieties. And we've also propagated a lot of the species from within the property.
How long did it take to do this?
Well, we started about 11 years ago. We've been operating as a resort now for 10 years, and we've been mainly concentrating on the lodge and surrounds, but these days we're working back into some of the areas that were once sugarcane. Other areas which are well established and untouched areas of rainforest and such that we've basically left to their own.
Carl is also passionate about the birds and animals that live in this forest.
If you have a look over this way, just a little bit through there, yeah, wampoos just come in and landed right there.
Oh yeah, I can just see the tree wobbling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you get a little thirsty, Brett knows exactly how to quench your thirst. Smarter.
Well, we'll open this up and give it a taste.
Yum, I love fresh coconut.
Over here, we've got a couple of our resident osprey, and they've been nesting on the property here for over 9 years now, well, on this pole, and prior to that in a large paperbark tree just in our woodlands through here.
There's a head up there. Did you see
Oh,
that?
you're right. Oh, look at that. Well, that's the first time we've seen the chicks.
So what is so special about this place?
Well, I think this particular piece of rainforest here is quite rare on the coast these days. It's under threat from coastal developments and farming practices of the past. And here, at least at Tala, This patch of rainforest is in good hands.
When I had finished exploring the natural beauty, it was time to sit back and simply admire the scenery and even take a dip in the warm ocean water. I could not resist swimming in the rock pool nestled among the trees and looking back at the lodge hidden in paradise. The head chef Herbert has been here since the lodge opened. He is passionate about the enjoyment of food and even grows his own vegetables on site. His philosophy is to offer the freshest and tastiest food, and you don't get fresher than this.
Not only do I have a view to die for, absolutely scrumptious food, but I can also watch these cute little birds having a bath and some lorikeets having their brekkie as well. Not bad. The thing I really love about this place is just the whole way it's been put together. From the way they source food from the local surrounding area, to the views that you get from every direction you turn, and to this, the way you can just be a part of nature.
Queensland has so much to offer for ecotourism. From the ocean to the rainforest, it is an eco-paradise.